So why are Jumba and Pleakley disguised like this instead of this in the new live-action Lilo and Stitch? Well, fans obviously had a lot to say about it when the first trailer dropped, and now the director's speaking out about the decisions, and while it makes a lot of sense, it doesn't mean we can't be sad about it, right? So Dean Fleischer-Camp, the director of the live-action Lilo and Stitch, had an interview with Entertainment Weekly just drop as a big summer movie preview where he talked about why some of the changes between the animated and live-action happened. So one of the hot topics since the first trailer came out that showed Jumba and Pleakley in their human disguises was why wasn't Pleakley in drag. And earlier this week, the director also addressed this, saying that he tried showing off some concept art of what it would have looked like. Here's a more in-depth answer. He said there were some tests and some character design work to see if they could render these CG aliens wearing human clothes, but they felt like that result was a bit too far. He says the humor of them walking around Hawaii dressed in these terrible disguises where Pleakley still has one eyeball, it's a little harder to buy in live action. And he continued that there were other boring limitations like the budgets that contributed to the decision. He says, if you have Jumba and Pleakley in alien disguises, then you're going to have to shortchange how much development work you can do on Stitch and these other elements. It's not that they're not aliens in the movie. You can definitely see Jumba and Pleakley in their alien forms through a lot of the movie, but they are in human skin suits for part of it. He also emphasized this is a movie that rhymes well with the original movie and is not a one-to-one mirror, and also pointed out again how what you can do in animation doesn't necessarily translate to live action. Like he's saying in a cartoon, you can do like this huge goofy 10-car pileup on a freeway, but in live action that doesn't come off as funny. So they had to find new ways to showcase like Stitch and his destruction. And with this interview, Entertainment Weekly released a couple new pictures, and Dean also emphasized that the bond between the sisters is something that's even more fleshed out in this live-action movie, because when you're seeing live action, he says you need to feel more when she's maybe going to get ripped away from her sister. And then he also talked a little bit about the cameos in the movie, so if you don't want to hear about those, you can click away, but I think it's pretty well known that at least 3 of the original voice actors will make cameos in this movie. That's Tia Carrere, Jason Scott Lee, and Amy Hill, who you can see in some of the teasers and clips that have been released recently. And we've actually also seen a little bit of Jason Scott Lee's cameo. He plays Nani's manager at the Luau. He's in a few of the trailers and stuff. And when Dean talked about Tia Carrere's cameo, he said she really brought an unexpected level of personal stuff into the role in a way that makes it way better. Alright, so I gotta know, would you have bought Pleakley and Jumba walking around as CGI aliens in these clothes in a live-action movie? I kind of feel like I would have, but I guess money. It's always about budgets and money. But I gotta know, are you excited about the live-action Lilo and Stitch that's hitting theaters on May 23rd? Let me know.